Shine every day. Your heart is not meant to bloom only in spring. Hey there friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here, and welcome to spring. I'm so excited because today we are going to be talking about all things spring inspiration, how to romanticize the season, and my spring bucket list. So that is something you're keen to see. Grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into the video. Spring represents new growth and life both in plants, animals, and within our own lives, and across many cultures and belief systems it seems to represent abundance, renewal, possibility, and new life. Emerging from the cold and dark of winter, spring reawakens us and our surrounding environment and brings everything back to life. An important part of this shift in the seasons is the spring equinox, which is when the southern and northern hemispheres receive an equal amount of light for one day because the Earth's axis and orbit are in alignment. In nature, this day is seen to represent the interaction and balance of light and dark, and many cultures do observe the spring equinox both in terms of celebration and rituals centered around fertility, abundance, and the renewal of life. So there is a little bit of an overview of kind of the symbolism of spring. Now let's get into some fun ways that you can romanticize the spring season. If you are new to my channel, I've been making it my mission this year to really romanticize not only every day, but particularly the seasonal aspects of life. I sort of started this in autumn, which was earlier in the year for us here in Australia, and really tried to indulge in wintertime since it is such a dark and dreary, oftentimes, season. And now we're into spring, which is just infusing me with just so much joy because things are starting to warm up. We've got flowers blooming, great weather, all good things happening here on the south coast of New South Wales. And one of the ways that I've been really trying to bring these seasons to life is creating a seasonal bucket list of fun activities that I really just want to do to try and just, I guess, infuse like a little bit of coziness and joy into my everyday. I've also been putting together seasonal movie and book recommendations. So let's kick off what I've got in store for spring. I made my spring bucket list and planner on Canva and printed it out in color. I have been sticking all of my planners into my notebooks with sticky tape, but I was out, so I went to Kmart and I actually picked up this washi tape, which is really beautiful and fun, and I thought really fit the spring theme perfectly. So each page that I stuck in, I used a different color of that. This is my title page of sorts, just with a little quote, "Girl, be spring, just bloom." All my other seasonal planners, I've found a Taylor Swift quote that has related to the season, but for some reason I wasn't able to find one relating to spring. If you have any in mind, leave those in the comments down below. And then on the next page, I have some general spring bucket list ideas. So some things that I've added to this list include visit a flower farm, buy some tulips, create a spring playlist. That could be a movie playlist, a music playlist, whatever floats your boat really. Visit a farm, dry flowers, paint a picture, plant a garden, host a tea party, go for a night walk now that the weather is becoming a lot warmer. That sounds really nice. Visit a botanical garden, go to the farmer's market. I have not done this before, so I'm really keen to have a look and see what we've got happening at our local farmer's market. Spring clean, obviously, you know that I love a clean and tidy home, so spring clean needed to be on the list. Wear something floral. Have a home manicure or pedicure, eat some seasonal fruit, try a spring drink, go to the park, and I realized after I had already printed this out that I had visit a farm twice. So if you have any suggestions of what I can replace my second visit a farm with, let me know down below. Then on the next page, I have my own spring bucket list. So in addition to some of the things that I've got on the previous list, I jotted down a few things that I personally want to do. So I would really like to do a family day trip. I'm hoping that we can head up to the Southern Highlands. They have beautiful gardens up there and do a tulip time festival every year, so I can kind of tick off a few things from the bucket list in that one day. I obviously want to create my spring laptop background with a bit of kind of goals slash vision board ideas slash just spring vibes basically. Maybe a little spring photo shoot. My family has some lovely trees and flowers on their property, so I'd love to take some pictures. Definitely want to do a picnic now that the weather is great and I live so close to the ocean. Walk amongst the flowers, whether that's on a flower farm or botanic garden. Definitely want to just walk amongst some beautiful flowers, take some photos and just smell their lovely aroma. I definitely want to read a gardening book or something kind of related to gardening or growing vegetables. I want to make some veggie patches in our backyard, so I need to clue up on all of the knowledge there. Watch a spring film, write a poem inspired by the season, and buy some new plants or flowers that I can finally get some things happening in our yard. I also have a massive spring to-do list and I keep on thinking of new ideas of things I need to add to this list. This is going to be an entirely separate video. This will be my get it all done with me video, and as I'm ticking things off my bucket list, that will be 1 or 2 vlogs, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for those. And then my next 2 pages I have not filled out yet. They are more planning pages, so I've got my spring planning, goals I'm going to achieve this spring, things that make me excited this spring, and how I'm showing up as my best self this spring. And then a bit of a schedule of like, do we have any routines that we would like to incorporate into our week. Then on the next 2 pages, I've got my spring movies and spring books. So some of the spring movies I selected were, I've got a lot of actually really great family and kids movies mixed in there. So I feel like that will be fun to take me back in time and maybe see if I can do some of those. So I've got Alice in Wonderland, Bridge to Terabithia, Marie Antoinette, Pretty in Pink, The Secret Garden, The Sound of Music, The Wizard of Oz, Tuck Everlasting, Bambi, Mary Poppins, You've Got Mail, Hope Springs, It's Complicated, Safe Haven, Something's Gotta Give, La La Land, Fern Gully, and Sense and Sensibility. So I've kind of got maybe like a couple of different categories, a really big like family slash children movie category, and then also mostly sort of romance type movies. From that list there are a couple that I have never seen. So for instance, Pretty in Pink, Hope Springs, and La La Land I've never watched, so I feel like they need to be top of the list in terms of spring movies to watch this year. All the other ones I have seen, but some of them not in so long, so I maybe need to go back in time, have a little bit of childhood nostalgia and see if I can watch some of those. And then spring books to read is kind of very similar. Like I've got some that are a little bit more family related, young adult, and then like a lot of like really warm and cozy like romance slash dramery type things, and a few non-fiction as well. So the first one was Weekends with the Sunshine Gardening Society. Then I've got It Started at Sunset Cottage, A More Beautiful Life, We Are the Gardeners, which is a picture book, Flatshare, The Secret Garden, which made it onto both lists, Peter Rabbit, A Poem for Every Spring Day, Bridgerton, which could be the first one or really the entire collection, up to you, The Wind in the Willows, Sinister Spring, if you want something a little bit different in terms of genre. This is a little bit more spooky-ish. Weather Girl,
The Little Paris Bookshop, Escape into Cottagecore, Emily Wilde's, there's a few different Emily Wilde's books, The Wisteria Society, Cottagecore Spring, and The House of Birds and Butterflies. And I realized, I think I actually did it after the fact, but a poem for every spring day I now have on my Amazon wish list, and they have a poem for every autumn day, etc, etc. And the person that wrote Escape into Cottagecore, or no, the Cottagecore Spring, also wrote a poem for every spring day, and there's also the Cottagecore Autumn, etc, etc. So they're also on my Amazon wish list as well. So I don't think that I've actually read any of those spring books, so I feel like there's definitely a bit of a goal there for me to try and tuck into some of those. They're all like really just garden based, cottage based, like uplifting majority. And yeah, I feel like really just good vibes for this season. Obviously you can read them at any time of the year, but I just thought that all of these books would be perfect for a spring day, reading outside in the sunshine amongst your garden with like maybe a cup of tea. That's what I'm envisioning, in a floral dress with a sun hat. That's the goal.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope that this video inspired you to create your own spring bucket list or romanticize whatever season you're in. For my friends up in the north, don't forget to check out all of my autumn videos to inspire you to romanticize and create a cozy atmosphere this season. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload new ones every single week. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.